All right, today we're going to be taking a look at the safe operation of our two-post in-floor vertical lifts. Just a couple things here. Whenever we are working on this and we're underneath a vehicle with the road salt and oils dripping and all that, safety precaution thing here is you got to have glasses on. If you're not going to have them on, just get out. We're not dealing with anything in your eye. Other things we got to take a look at here are that we will have these yellow pads on the actual lift here that slide in and out. They rotate on this axis, and then we can move these up and down based on the interference of tubular running boards or plastic ground effect kind of things put on the bottom of your car. And so every vehicle that comes in is going to be different. And when you bring your vehicle in, have somebody help you center it and check with me to make sure that we're good left and right so that we're not lifting up most of the weight on one side or the other of our two-post lifts. So I'll just show you here, kind of hard to see, but there's this big frame rail right here. And we're going to put this yellow pad underneath the frame rail. The frame on your vehicle is one of the strongest points, and that's where we're going to lift up on this vehicle so that we don't run the risk of it tipping over onto us. We've never had a vehicle do that, and that's because I've been ultra safe and concerned, making sure that nothing gets damaged on your vehicle or of course falling off on anybody. So let's take a look at the controls on this, and then when it's up in the air we can get a better view of those yellow pads and where they're sitting on the vehicle. So here's our control for our lift. This screen right here, it says rotary in bay. The brand is rotary. In bay technology is the operating system for the controls, and we want to make sure we get to that screen. If we're not on this screen, you cannot operate the machine. If we're on this screen, we can't use any of the buttons. So you hit the button mode and get back to this screen. So we've got up, down, and then we've got lower to locks. We're going to come to that in a minute. Here, we're just going to lift this up and lift this vehicle up enough so we can get underneath it. The pan over. So right there, I've hit the frame of the vehicle. It's a really good time right now just to make sure that I'm not bending the body or hitting anything that is going to break or ruin the vehicle's structure for any reason. So everything is good there. We'll take a look at it again once it gets up in the air, but it's always a good idea to check that. And if it's your vehicle and you're operating the lift, you need to check it, not your friend. And then, because if he just says, yeah, it's cool, and then you break it, well, it's still broke. So you need to be accountable for that. So we're going to go up here. Now, as I was going up, you were hearing a little kind of little clicking or ticking sound, and that are some safety locks in here inside the system. And I don't know exactly where they are inside the system, but we can hear those. And what's happening right now is we've lifted this up via hydraulic pressure, and it's just sitting on that hydraulic pressure. This is not safe at this point to go underneath. We need to go over to the control and lower this down to the mechanical safety locks, which is using this button. We have to hold the button down, not just press it once. And you're going to see on the vehicle, it's actually going to lower down and then stop. So now I'm hitting the button. It has just stopped on there. So if the machine loses electricity, if we lose air pressure, if we lose hydraulic pressure, this thing is not going to fall on us. Right now it is metal on metal. Nothing's going to break. So let's take a look at those lift points and make sure that you can see what those good points are. Here is this big frame rail running right here, and I have my yellow pad right underneath it. Right behind you here, yellow pad right underneath the frame. Yellow pad underneath the frame, yellow pad right underneath the frame. Some of the things and some of the issues that we have are some cords, fuel line, brake line are running below the frame on some vehicles. Some gas tanks are really close to the frame rails. Sometimes they're not symmetrical, meaning this side of the vehicle is going to be different than this side. And so all of these vehicles can be different, and you need to have me check out each and every vehicle once you get it positioned where you think it should go. That's just, it's a safety aspect. This vehicle weighs about 5,000 pounds. We don't need to talk about why safety is important.
Physics.
It's, yeah, basic gravity, 9.8 meters per second squared, 5,000 pounds. So there it is, it's on the lift. We do what we need to do, and then to lower it back down to the ground, since it's on those locks, those mechanical steel locks that drop down, we need to raise this up about 3 inches. Now it's off of those safety locks and we can lower it back down, and we have to hold the lower button down. This lift is the one closest to the machining equipment, and for some reason this one sometimes with no load on the lift it will not go all the way down to the concrete. So have your group just stand on the blue part. You can pan over. You just stand on there, put another couple 100 pounds on there, and it'll go all the way down. In the class we talk about servicing these. We have to lube them every week. It's just part of our maintenance. They get checked out every summer by a professional to make sure that there's no issues, nothing's wearing out on them. That gets taken care of by our head custodian. And then lastly, when you're ready to back your vehicle out, if we can look down at that, you don't forget to take these and swing these back out so that you don't hit them with your vehicle. And back the thing out, and if you've got grime that has melted off your vehicle, grab a floor squeegee, either floor squeegee it into the floor grate or outside so that it gets back down to the storm drain. So that's it, operation and safe use.